On our way to get some ramen. After we checked into the Tokyu stay, we wanted to find some ramen since that's one of the dishes that Fukuoka is known for. We ended up walking down the street to a ramen spot which is known for their sukemen. We both opted for the regular special dishes, which included chashu and an egg. It came with a really thick, rich broth, and the noodles were perfectly chewy. They also had yuzu rind in the broth, and it was so good. The chashu also had a nice smoky flavor, and there was even pork belly in the broth as well. When the broth gets a little lower, you can also add dashi little by little to make it a little thinner. After we finished eating, we walked off the meal along the riverside and were craving something a little sweeter. So I looked on the maps and found a really nice dessert bar nearby, and we walked over to see what the vibe was. When we got there, the space was completely empty and it was so beautiful, kind of upscale date vibes, and it looked like they just opened for the night, so we got there at perfect timing. Since it was on the early side, we were able to get seats right at the bar, but it started to fill up with people with reservations shortly after. We ordered some yuzu mocktails, and they brought over a dessert appetizer, which I've never heard of before, but it was a really delicious smoked macaroon and a financier. And then Akinyemi ordered a matcha and apple parfait, and I opted for the Dutch baby. Honestly, everything was so delicious, and it felt really nice to just sit down and treat ourselves. That's a wrap on day one. Good night, and see you guys tomorrow. We started our first full day in Fukuoka with a nice morning run along the riverside. It was so cold outside, but when we're traveling, we love going for jogs because it's a lovely way to see the city in a faster way than just walking around. After around 3 miles, we made it back to our hotel to shower, change, and get ready for our day. I was thinking, yeah, I'll try.
車までしばらくお待ちください。扉が閉まります。ご注意ください。
七南高砂店にお越しのお客様は次でお降りください。久留米、花畑、大善寺、柳川、新境町です。The next stop is 薬院。
Will they have matcha dorayaki?
はい、失礼します。
はい、ありがとう。美味しいです。Filled with matcha. so cute. Tonkatsu, I think.
Look. Sick. Little okonomiyaki packet. Gotta be straight on. Let me do the translation.
게임 끝나면은 한국까지 내려줘.
またね
次は赤坂です。
岸田首相が幹事長の時に沖縄に行って沖縄選出の自民党国会議員が全員言わせたことを皆さんテレビを見てご存知の方が本当か分かりませんけどそういう方なのです。また徴兵制を施行
Yeah.
It's our last morning in Fukuoka. We were here for 3 days. And we stayed in the Tokyo Stay Fukuoka Tenjin, which ended up being a really good location. Like, it's honestly pretty spacious for a Japanese hotel. It has like this nice seating area, the robes, coffee mugs. We got some Ogawa coffee pour over. We love this already, and then we found out that it's so much cheaper and so widely available in little markets. So of course we got some more. It's still a little early. A lot of things in Japan open closer to like 10, 11. So having our own coffee before we hop on a Shinkansen to Okayama. This trip to Japan, I feel like we just kind of are just choosing locations that we want to go to and just enjoying our time there and kind of going where the wind takes us versus having a super detailed itinerary. I know, like, I'm very type A and I like having certain things in the calendar, and sometimes you need to have things in the calendar. Like Art Islands requires some ticketing and stuff, which actually I haven't booked yet, so hopefully we can still go to the places we want to go to. But it's low season, so I think we'll be okay. If you were to go in like spring, summer, fall, I think these things book out like a month in advance. So luckily, we're going when it's chill. But we're about to send our luggage actually to our following stop in Osaka. It'll be nice we don't have our big rolly luggage with us because we're going to have to hop on a bunch of ferries, trains, buses, and only like one night in each place. We're staying in Uno for one night, Naoshima at Benesse House for a night, and then we're going to stay in Okayama for a night, and then we're going to go to Osaka. So it'd be too much to have all our stuff with us. So we're minimizing, we're sharing one duffel bag and our backpacks, and gonna go from there.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.